Welcome to Media Breakdown. There's a trial that started Monday that's been 2 years in the making. The judge expects it to only last a week. So we've got to talk about it since the media isn't. The Jussie Smollett trial. If you don't know who he is, well, catch up. As Joe Mackey said, he could have just told us what happened. He didn't need to present us with all the evidence. But Jussie got caught up in what many actors do. The obsessive-compulsive, ego-driven desire to write, direct, and act in their own productions. It's actually the saddest part of Hollywood, and it never goes well. If you don't believe me, look up who Neil Breen is. So, we're going to break down the Jussie Smollett case for what it was, a bad production. Top 5 ways the production went wrong. 5. Casting. Normally there is a separate casting director on big productions. It's someone's only job to find the perfect match for the role, or at the very least, a believable match for the part. But corners were cut. Jussie hired 2 Nigerian brothers who worked on the set of Empire for his MAGA-wearing racist thugs. He literally picked the most African people he knew from Nigeria and hired them to yell at him, "This is MAGA country." Jussie paid for the actors' time on set from his own personal check. Just a tip for any producers, you always want to set up a separate LLC for this sort of thing for insurance purposes. If you don't have an LLC, it's best to just pay cash under the table. Number 4, props. This is where you want to spend your money. At the very least, you want to spend some time here to get it right. I think this is where the police and the audience started to piece together something wasn't adding up when Jussie still had a shoelace noose around his neck, proudly, like he was Al Bundy working hard selling shoes all day, and the police had to ask awkwardly, "Do you want to take that off or anything?" Number 3, location scouting. Is that Jussie and the 2 Nigerian brothers had properly scouted their location to check it out. They did a dry run the night before, but a proper location scout would have also checked the weather and rescheduled the shoot when it was forecasted to be sub-zero temperatures. Because the bleach that the brothers were supposed to use as a prop ended up being frozen. This was another part of the story that didn't add up and could have been prevented, with really just a little patience and pre-production checklist. If this was my set, I would have recommended traveling for the shoot. Maybe to an area that's a bit more Republican than Chicago to really sell the Trump supporter part of this piece. But again, corners were cut. Number 2, craft services. Craft services is the department on set that feeds the crew. And even Neil Breen believes in a high-quality craft table for his actors. And at any rate, we know Jussie got his sub from Subway to go, but I have questions about whether or not he fed the Nigerian brothers on set. Feeding the crew after even a short film really is the lowest level of common decency. In an odd twist of events, the police have found texts on Jussie's phone from one of the brothers who was also a personal trainer asking Jussie about his eating schedule. This could be why they turned on Jussie and told the cops the truth. And number 1, the script. It all comes down to the script. You can't make a bad movie with a good script, and this is a case of the opposite being true. Also, it's worth mentioning that this hate crime was actually a sequel to Jussie's first hate crime a week earlier when he mailed fake anthrax to himself on the set of Empire. Jussie was upset that the poorly drawn threat didn't get more attention, and so Hate Crime 2 was born, and the script was obviously rushed. Faking a hate crime isn't illegal, but reporting a fake crime is. Jussie not only reported this as a true crime and wasted thousands of hours of the Chicago Police Department's time, but he also went on a media promotion tour for the production he wrote, directed, and starred in via the major news outlets. Even our own vice president supported Jussie and helped to promote his self-lynching, self-hate scene. I'll be looking to her for a comment when the verdict comes in. What do you think? Leave your thoughts below, and we hope you enjoyed this media breakdown.